Good morning, metalheads, and welcome to another edition of Metal Sanctuary. This time we're going to look at the top 10 underrated metal bands. And usually with any top list I do, I have an honorable mention or two, and today I will have two. One of them is Exciter, a speed thrash metal band out of Canada. Probably one of their most popular records, or most well-known records would be Violence and Force. And probably the most well-known song off that album is Pounding Metal. They came out in the early 80s, probably around 82, 83, with their debut album. They incorporate a lot more of a, like an East Coast thrash vocal style with an aggressive / kind of melodic high-pitched voice. And depending on which record you're listening to, they could probably be considered speed metal or thrash metal. My second honorable mention for this list is the band Riot. Not to be confused with Quiet Riot out of LA. Riot out of New York. Probably their most popular record is Thundersteel. Most definitely is probably their heaviest record. My personal favorite song from them is Swords and Tequila. Really good melodic band, power metalish, a little bit progressive. Real good band to really like maybe get your feet wet into metal if you know somebody that's not really into metal all that much. This kind of get them into it to start off. All right, let's go with number 10 out of Canada, Jeff Waters and Company, Annihilator. They came out with one of the best debut records of all time, probably metal, Alice in Hell. A lot of lineup changes for the band, but Jeff Waters has maintained consistency in the band with playing the rhythm guitar, lead guitar, and vocals on a couple of records. At number 9, Blackie Lawless and Company, Wasp. Good American metal band out of the LA area. Get confused a lot with glam metal or glam rock just because of their look. I would consider them more to be like a shock metal band, really, to tell you the truth. Their lyrics really didn't focus a lot on the partying aspect like the glam bands did. I liken them more to like a maybe the Iron Maiden of LA or of America. At number 8, Voivod, another Canadian band. Started out with a lot of thrash roots, kind of went into a more progressive sound with the album Nothing Face. Their 1984 album War and Pain, very good record. A lot of lineup changes. Jason Newsted from Metallica actually performed on a couple of their records. At number 7, speaking of Jason Newsted, Flotsam and Jetsam. He was on their debut, Doomsday for the Deceiver, then of course went on to be with Metallica. This band has had some lineup changes. They actually had James Rivera from Seven Witches as one of their vocalists for touring, but he never appeared on a record. They've maintained the same vocalist throughout their history as far as being on an album. Very, very good thrash band out of Arizona. At number 6, bring it back to another American band out of the LA scene, Lizzie Borden. Really good band. They play it kind of a lot like Wasp. The vocals aren't the same, but a very underrated band in my opinion. Especially from that time, kind of, if you ever watched the Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, they kind of get lumped into that whole glam scene, but they weren't a glam band. They were very, very much a metal band. At number 5, Sanctuary. Released 2 records in the mid to late 80s, Into the Mirror, Black, and Refuge Denied. They have since, in 2014, done an album called The Year the Sun Died, and they are currently working on a prequel to Refuge Denied called Inception, which has a lot of the demos from that previous record. that they are reworking as well. This is the band that Worrell Dane started out in before they decided to move to different sounds, and he ended up being with Nevermore. At number 4, Crimson Glory. Really good melodic progressive metal band. Lead singer Midnight probably has one of the highest registers as far as vocalists are concerned. At number 3, At the Gates. We go into Swedish death metal here. Their album Slaughter of the Soul probably really started the actual Swedish death metal complete, like, all around sound of the later bands that would come out. They were really technical and really progressive on their first 3 records, and then this one, which was their last up until they've had a reunion, and I think they're working on new material now. They were really technical and progressive on the first 3, and then Slaughter of the Soul really kind of stripped things down. At number 2, another American band, Metal Church. I really don't even have enough words to say about how great this band is. They've had different lead singers. Mike Lowe's back in the band again. But Into the Dark, great record. They've got so many fantastic records out there. And number 1, John Bush's original band, Armored Saint. The first 3 albums, especially Delirious, Nomad, Raising Fear, and March of the Saint, just 3 of the probably top-notch, just best records from that era. And of course, John Bush would later go to front Anthrax for a while. They did a record called La Raza, which was okay, not that great, but I think just on the first 3 records alone, I think they really put their stamp on metal, and a really influential band too. A band from Seattle, Alice in Chains. They used to do some Armored Saint covers back before they completed their own sound. So that's my top 10 underrated metal bands. Love to see your list. Like, comment, subscribe. I've gone down from 19 to 18 subscribers somehow. Would love to get to 20 sometime soon. And like I said, I'm doing an Ask Me Anything video if you have a question for me. Till then, stay metal and God bless.